All right, everybody. So, I've been following this story about this New York case in regards to Trump overvaluing his properties for a little while now. And for a moment, during our last stream, we got some news that looked really bad for us. You see, Donald Trump has been expected to pay, I believe, over $400 million bond, or is it over $700 million? I can't remember. It's somewhere in that ballpark, that enormous ballpark. And we've kind of been following this and hoping that, you know, as this develops, it continues to get worse and worse and worse for Trump. $454 million. Okay, thank you. I knew it was somewhere in that ballpark, like I said. Yeah. We were really hoping that Donald Trump was going to be forced to liquidate everything and possibly go bankrupt over this, because as you guys might know if you followed my coverage of this, the bond agencies or whatever won't accept assets for the bond, the civil bond. They won't accept property, boats, cars, paintings, sculptures, giant golden dildos, whatever it may be. They will not accept those things as payment for the bond. So Donald Trump offered, what was it, like $127 million, and was able to pay that supposedly, and made that offer. And it seemed like for a moment that posted bond would be accepted. And we had a day, a stream, where it seems sad that Donald Trump was going to slide out of this one. But guys, I'm here to surprise you with some good news. They rejected his posted bond. New York Attorney General questions financial strength of company that posted Trump's bond. That's right, guys. Trump is not out of the woods yet.
Breaking news in Donald Trump's civil fraud case. The New York Attorney General has filed notice questioning essentially the financial strength of the company that posted his bond and whether it can cover the cost. I want to bring back MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin, who is frantically looking at her phone because this is literally just breaking. So this is the $175,000, right?
$175 million.
I love how quickly she put her phone down as she realized the camera was switching to her. That was funny as fuck.
Yep. If only it was $175,000, Donald Trump is saying. $175 million. So there's a question about whether they're really covering it in a sufficient way. Is that it?
Let's go back for a second. So this morning, Knight Specialty Insurance Company filed a corrected version of the bond that attached, among other things, its financial statements and showed what its assets were as of the end of last year. That's December 31st, 2023. It has over $537 million in assets. And what the Attorney General's office is saying, the cash it has on hand is less than the bond. And they need to know, because specifically this company is not admitted under New York's Department of Financial Service. It's not a New York insurer. And because it doesn't have qualifications in New York State, they are entitled to ask for what's called justification of the surety. That means, among other things, Chris, that they want to know, how is this collateralized? What are the specific identifiable assets that Donald...
Yeah, they claim they've got over $500 million in assets to this company's name. What are they? Okay. $500 million in assets, but you don't have the cash. Okay, well, what are these assets you're going to liquidate for this magical $127 million bail? Or is it $72 million? Listen, I'm bad with these bigger numbers, okay? I'm also very stoned right now because dealing with Trump, you gotta be high. I would be stoned 24/7 if I was on Trump's team.
Trump posted to ensure that if they went on appeal, they will get back this $175.
No shot. Trump's a gamer? That's the Republic of Gamers logo, isn't it? ROG? That's the ROG logo, right? Is Trump a gamer? That's a gaming laptop, no? Dude, One of us. Hashtag our guy.
$5 million and up to the value of the judgment that Judge Engoron had ordered, which at this point stands over $454 million if that judgment's upheld.
Wasn't
His lawyer's
that
laptop?
similar?
Wait, his lawyer's a gamer? He's probably running it in my LoL ranked games. Yeah, he's the one that keeps feeding in top lane.
To the problem Donald Trump himself faced, because he clearly has a lot of assets. The question is, are they liquid assets? How quickly, for example, if he needed to, could he sell something? And would it be worth what would be needed to cover the
he
bond?
had other problems too, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those assets were encumbered and he couldn't pledge them because there was already somebody essentially in line. If you owe a $125 million mortgage, for example, to an existing lender, then you can't exactly give that over to the Attorney General first when you've got somebody in line with what's called a perfected security interest. So that is a similar problem. Trump had even greater problems on his own, which is why he went to Knight Specialty Insurance Company as his suretor here. But here you see the Attorney General's office saying what you filed this morning is still not enough to satisfy.
He looks like a sun-dried sea creature you would find in Shell City. Like he's being baked like a hot dog under one of those heat lamps in a 7-Eleven.
Us that you have posted a bond that is sufficient to cover our judgment if and when we win on appeal.
So now what happens?
They have 10 days to file what's called a justification of the surety, and then there will be, in addition to the motion practice, a hearing at which the suretor can come forward. And they have copied, for example, on this motion, Amit Shah, who's the president of Knight Specialty Insurance Company.
I love that I'm high on stream all the goddamn time, and my eyes are less red than Donald Trump's eyes always are. His eyes are always bloodshot.
Signed the bond. He is copied here because he is basically the person on whom this is being served. You will show up. You will file these documents to explain to us how this is collateralized. This is bringing Don Hankey and his company a whole lot more into this mess than I fear that they anticipated.
Okay, so then the question becomes, what if, we don't know what's going to happen,
right,
but what if the decision is, no, this isn't good?
So if it's not, if it's not good, then Trump will have to obtain a new undertaking to prevent Tish James from enforcing on the judgment while he appeals. Right now, he has a stay.
Look at Trump's neck pussy. It's so cute. That is a crazy line. That is like, you are MVP of the comments section tonight, Ninja Not 9000. That line goes crazy. Look at his neck pussy. It's so cute. Jesus Christ. You're vile for that shit, bro. You're vile. You're going straight to hell.
Okay, so then the question becomes, what if, we don't know what's going to happen,
right,
but what if the decision is, no, this isn't good?
So if it's not, if it's not good, then Trump will have to obtain a new undertaking to prevent Tish James from enforcing on the judgment while he appeals. Right now, he has a stay, but that stay is conditional on his having posted this $175 million bond. If this bond isn't sufficient, according to a court, then Trump will have to obtain another one in lieu of it.
Remind us what enforcing might mean.
Enforcing could mean seizing assets. It could mean, for example, seizing bank accounts. It could also mean
Do you think Trump will ever live to be, like, really old and doddering? Like, right now, he's starting to lose it a little bit, but, like, are we ever gonna get, like, a really old Trump? Like a 90-year-old Trump where he's just like, I remember when I was the president. Everybody loved me. Everybody loved me. I remember going to the segregated pools when I was a kid. Wait, what's that? What do you ask me again? What? I really want to see, like, Donald Trump look like a just wrinkled like chicken nugget you forgot under a cushion for 2 months from McDonald's. Just like still his voice, but like slurring his words, not able to remember the last thing he said. Like I want to see him like become a creature with age, you know? I hope we get to see him like sort of fall apart into that, you know what I mean?
Taking steps to obtain the ownership of assets that are free and clear from other mortgages. In the perfect world, Tish James doesn't want to get into
like the old lady in the chocolate episode from SpongeBob. You know exactly what I mean.
A war with other lenders to whom Donald Trump already owes money. She'd rather take possession of assets or properties that are free and clear of other demands. But she never wanted to get into that business in the first place, which is why the surety is a good option for the Attorney General's office as well. They are a law enforcement office. They are not a real estate agency. They are not interested in conducting a fire sale any more than Donald Trump wants to host one himself.
Well, this is a perfect example.
What they basically mean there is that Trump said that in order to pay off the civil bond, he would have to sell all of his assets at like almost all of his assets at fire sale prices in order to get them sold in time to have enough money to like pay the civil bond. And that's essentially what they're referencing there. Like, is this company going to want to liquidate all of their assets at fire sale prices to pay Trump's civil bond? Like, can they do that? What are these assets that amount to over 500 million they claim to have? We don't know.
In this whole process, when we knew there were 4 criminal cases, one of the things that folks like me was constantly asking folks like you is what impact it might have on the political calendar. And one of the things folks like you said was these cases can get complicated. There can be delays. There can be things like this that happen. And now it's another thing that's taking time and attention for Donald Trump and his legal team away from other things that he has to do, like run for president. Lisa, thank you for that late-breaking news.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and
cool. Very good. I'm really happy to see that Donald Trump's not slipping out of this one just yet. I was really worried that he might have just, like, been able to post the bail and slipped right out of it, but it seems Donald Trump's ass is still on the hook. Let's fucking go. Let's hope it stays on that hook long enough for a fish to bite.